Now at 11, a man shot and killed by police. What we know so far about the shooting in Independence that is now under investigation.
It feels pretty divided at this point in time.
And controversy over a data center in Wilmington. Tonight, residents work to educate their neighbors and get answers from officials. Plus, postmark problems. Changes to the post office led to delayed mail for one local resident. Consumer reporter John Matarese has a warning for you if you're sending important documents. Plus, major news for Reds fans in sports. The Big Bat is returning to the Queen City.
This is WCPO 9 News at 11.
Safe neighborhood. I think there's just an isolated incident that unfortunately didn't end how we would like it to end.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight at 11. Our top story tonight, the Kentucky State Police tell us that they are investigating after police officers shot and killed a man in Independence. KSP says Independence Police and Kenton County Police were responding to a call from a 62-year-old man, David Works, who was threatening self-harm at his house on Sharpsburg Drive. This was around 7:30 in the morning. They say that they tried to make contact with Works and he came out later with a firearm. KSP says officers then fired their weapons and hit Works. A neighbor spoke with us and described what this morning was like.
Kind of disturbing. Just waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock to what I thought was somebody kicking down my door. I realized that there was actually shots as I seen the police with the rifles out.
Yeah, KSP tells us that officers tried to save Works with first aid, but they were unsuccessful. KSP says no officers were injured and their critical incident team is investigating. Colerain Township Police now tell us they've arrested 2 people in connection with the stabbing death of Christopher Tanner. It happened back on January 21st. 43-year-old Terrell Bailey is now facing charges of murder and tampering with evidence. 44-year-old Shanice Shade has been charged with tampering with evidence and obstructing justice. Police say that late on the 21st, they were called to the Prime at White Oak apartment complex on Nandale Drive. They found Tanner with multiple stab wounds, and he later died at the hospital. People living in Wilmington are trying to educate each other on a proposed Amazon data center that could be built there. We've been covering this story for months as residents have pushed back against the project. WCPO 9 News reporter Sam Harris-Semowitz was at a town hall this afternoon led by a group of neighbors who are looking for answers. As Sam there mentioned our coverage of the Maysville data center. Officials there are moving forward with regulations around a massive facility there. It would span as much as 2,000 acres, the equivalent of 1,500 football fields. Residents have expressed their concerns over noise level, pollution, and more. The Planning Commission there is set to meet again on February 4th at 5:30 to finalize the protections surrounding that data center. Data center projects like these are happening in communities across the nation, many here as well. Impacted residents here in the tri-state have been talking to reporters like Sam Harris-Semowitz, and you can too. Go ahead and send him an email using the address right there on your screen. He wants to hear about the experiences you've had in your neighborhood. After a weeks-long search efforts, police in central Indiana say a missing 17-year-old girl is likely dead based on new evidence. A man from Columbus, Ohio, was charged in connection with the case. Police say that Haley Busby was last seen on January 5th. The suspect, 39-year-old Tyler Thomas, reportedly admitted to picking her up that night. Police say that they found evidence showing Haley was at Thomas's home and a rental property in Columbus. However, officials have not yet located her body. In the meantime, Thomas is charged with pandering, obscenity involving a minor, both creation and possession, and tampering with evidence. A 5-year-old boy and his father are back in Minnesota tonight after a judge ordered their release from a Texas detention center. ABC News was exclusively on the plane with Liam Ramos and his father, Adrian. ABC reporter Allison Kosick chronicles their journey. Well, the partial federal government shutdown is now in its second day and is expected to stretch into this week. Democratic leaders say that they are not in a rush to pass the Senate-approved funding package as the party demands changes to immigration enforcement operations. On Friday, the Senate and President Trump struck a deal to separate Homeland Security funding from their package, giving lawmakers 2 weeks to negotiate those details. House Speaker Mike Johnson says it'll be a few days before a vote comes up in the House, but told Fox News he's confident that the package will pass by Tuesday. We have a follow-up story tonight about a story that we did a few weeks ago about a big change at the post office this year, late postmarks. Consumer reporter John Matarese got one local woman some help and has a caution for anyone mailing bills or tax payments so you don't waste your money. Coming up, a missing dog is rescued from nearly 30 feet underneath a local home. How first responders tackled unique circumstances to get the puppy back into his homeowner's arms. Plus, big changes to federal food assistance went into effect today. The work requirements that are shifting and who it affects.
You're watching WCPO 9, part of the Scripps News Group.
We are coming back with news breaking right now here at 11 o'clock. Cincinnati police telling us within just the last couple of minutes that a woman was shot and killed on May Street. Police say that they responded just before 10:15 and found that woman with a gunshot wound. The emergency crews tried to save her, but she did die on scene. The homicide unit is there now investigating. We'll let you know more as soon as we learn more as well. New work requirements for SNAP are now in effect. Able-bodied adults ages 55 through 64 without dependents now need to meet more requirements to receive benefits. And among the biggest changes is who is exempted from those requirements. Exemptions are now removed for homeless individuals, veterans, and young adults who were in foster care when they turned age 18. More details on how to qualify for federal food assistance can be found on the USDA website. And construction is set to begin on a $16 million outpatient center in Union this month. The Christ Hospital Health Network says it will be at the corner of US 42 and Mount Zion Road, and it will likely be done in fall of next year. The facility will offer expanded primary care, cardiology care, women's health services, and diagnostics and lab services. Okay, check this out. I love this story. The Butler County Technical Rescue Team went nearly 30 feet into the ground to rescue a dog named Blue who'd fallen into a well. I called up their team lead to see how they pulled it off safely.
Hands up, Cody.
Crank by crank, crews from multiple departments hoisted rescue specialist Cody Helmuth
Probably about 2 foot below you guys.
and little Blue from the depths of the well under his family home's floorboards. Slowly, carefully, they bring him up.
We'll pull up gentle on here. Another foot, nice and easy, and then we'll send you down.
Freedom. When you begin to hear the little barks close to the surface and Cody's out and then the dog emerges, what goes through you in that moment?
Yeah, obviously, my first thing is all of our guys are out and they're safe. We're, the real risky part of this is over.
Jason Nolman says it was a sigh of relief for his team and for the family that had been looking for Blue since Thursday. They'd even hired a drone team to fly their property looking for him.
And obviously, they were elated to have their dog back. This has been such an event for them.
Nolman says this team is composed of experts from across Butler County, backed by the Butler County Emergency Management Association. They respond to 20 to 30 incidents in a year, saving lives, both human and canine.
So it's invaluable for us. The level of commitment these guys have to the team and to their training is phenomenal, and it's what makes these events just go seamlessly.
Little Blue was taken to a vet to be checked out. He is expected to be okay. Well, today is a great day for some soup, and that's exactly what people came together for at the Wise Temple Brotherhood in Cincinnati. This afternoon was the Temple's annual chicken soup cook-off, where 8 amateur chefs and 11 professional chefs faced off in several soup categories. Leaders with the Temple say helping feeding people is part of community building.
Great event, lots of people that are members of the temple as well as outside people that are interested in just, getting something warm in their bellies on a cold day like today. 300
to 400 people got to taste the creations, and at the end, about 300 gallons of soup was donated to House of Bread, a local soup kitchen. Ahead in sports, a major league hitter coming back to Cincinnati. The deal that Eugenio Suarez reportedly struck with the Reds. First up in sports, a major break for the Reds. Slugger Eugenio Suarez is returning to Cincinnati, likely as a designated hitter. ESPN reports that the Reds and Suarez are in agreement on a 1-year, $15 million contract for the 2026 season and an option for next year. Suarez most recently played for the Mariners. He played for the Reds from 2015 to 2021. A lot of people wanted a big bat for the Reds this year, and at the very least, the team took a swing here with Suarez. Caleb No joins us. Caleb, what do you think about the Reds bringing Eugenio back? Houday Nation is getting some representation in the Pro Bowl, and with a new addition today. The Bengals announced Joe Burrow has now been added to the roster, marking his 3rd time in the Pro Bowl games. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Flacco are also in San Francisco, getting hyped up to play on the AFC team with all the other stars. This is Higgins and Flacco's first career Pro Bowl selections, and the players are reporting back today from sunny California.
What's up, Who Dey Nation? It's my first Pro Bowl. Out here having fun, man. It's for Cincy, man. Shout out y'all.
What's going on, Who Dey Nation? Jamar Chase checking in at the Pro Bowl in San Francisco. We out here finna have a good time, a great time. Hopefully get a win right now. Who Dey?
Great news for the wide receivers there. Not often you get to send 2 quarterbacks to the Pro Bowl. You can watch the Pro Bowl games on ESPN starting at 6:30 p.m. this Tuesday. New Richmond police are warning everyone to stay off frozen water after catching people walking onto the river recently. That's what you're seeing in these pictures. Officials say that river ice can be unpredictable and unforgiving, with some areas thick and others very thin just a few feet away. The department says do enjoy the river, but do it from the safety of the shore. Bringing Mark Stitz back in. You can bet you're never going to find me out on that ice.
Things can change very quickly. I don't even want to be on the riverfront area right now.
Well, that's
it's just too cold.
The wind and everything coming through. No, bad idea all around.
But some small improvements here over the next couple of days. We're headed to those low 30s in Cincinnati for the first time in a week and a half. But of course, looking ahead to that potential accumulating snow on Tuesday and then right back into the 20s Wednesday and Thursday. So still a lot of cold. Average is 41 or not close.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Punxsutawney Phil gives us some good news coming up. That'll do it for WCPO at 11 tonight. You can always find us at WCPO.com. Take it easy, guys.